On a wet fall afternoon, the Gallatin Valley is the site for easily the biggest game in the FCS. Two top 5 conference foes look to stake their place at the top of the Big Sky as a huge catfight is in store as number 3 Montana State welcomes in an undefeated number 5 Weber State program. As we welcome you inside what is sure to be a raucous Bobcat Stadium, everyone, alongside the former defensive coordinator with this Montana State program, Ty Gregorak. I'm Ben Creighton. Ashley Washburn will join us downstairs in just a couple moments. Ty, some big news coming out about an hour ago. Sean Chambers out today after getting injured earlier this week, so it is all Tommy Mellott today against the number 5 team in the land.
Well, it's really unfortunate news, Ben, because they just lose so much production, and in a game of this magnitude, you need a guy like Sean Chambers. It's really too bad, and you can see down in the red zone, that's when they dial up his number, and he's just been prolific scoring this year for the Bobcats.
Yeah, the leading touchdown rusher in the FCS this season, and you know, there's been so much talk about which conference reigns supreme, the Big Sky or the Missouri Valley. Right now, you look at the top 10, it's definitely the Big Sky.
4 teams in the top 7. You got Idaho, who jumped in the top 25 last week. Football is alive and well in the Big Sky, no question.
Now, you talk about this Weber State team, highlighted by their defense. These two guys right here, Maxwell Anderson leading the FCS in interception. Winston Reed also solid at that linebacker position.
Well, absolutely. With Winston Reed, you're going to get a very productive, physical inside linebacker. I love the way this guy attacks the football. And then with Maxwell, he's been nothing short of a ball hawk all season for Weber State's defense.
They've been a part of that defense that has allowed just 11 points per game, one of the best in the entire country. They are hard to get going against.
No question, and that starts with the head coach. Ever since Jay Hill got to Weber 9 years ago, you can see they've just gotten better and better and better each year. And then obviously this year, 1, 2, 8, and 10 in those rankings is outstanding.
This huge battle is underway here in Bozeman. Marquis Johnson will receive the kick as they'll let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. As they'll give it to Lane Sumner. And Sumner able to get past the original line of scrimmage. Mellott looks to throw. And that one is picked off. And who else? Maxwell Anderson. Anderson and an open field tackle by Tommy Mellott. But how about that interception? Actually, it was Eddie Hecker coming down with the pick. It's a start here. On first play, Bronson over the middle. That one hauled in. Nope, incomplete. Looked like for a second it was going to be a sliding grab by their tight end, Hayden Meacham. In the win over Portland State last week. On play action, that one tipped up the air and incomplete. It was. His offense faces 3rd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Bouncing to the outside is going to be Dante McMillan. Tough snap, kick up, and good. Weber State takes advantage off that interception to make it a 3-0 game in this top 5 showdown. As the defense once again gets it done with another INT. You see Tommy Mellott looking to bounce back after giving up just his 4th interception of his career.
Well, it was a great job by Weber State's defense, and I would imagine we're going to see a lot of it. They're going to disguise all their coverages. If they're going to play 1 high, they'll start in 2 and go to 1. If they're going to play 2 high, they'll start in 2 and go down to 1.
Marquis Johnson bouncing to the outside. He's been a solid kick returner this season for Montana State. He's going to get up to about the 25-yard line. Solid in the kick return game. We saw that return for a touchdown against Oregon State, and he's been absolutely solid for Brent Vigen's bunch. Stockman weather report again. Pretty rough afternoon weather-wise, 39 degrees. Rain throughout the afternoon, but I'll tell you what, this is football weather. I'm not complaining one bit as Mellott on the first play pitches it. They're going to go to Elijah Elliott as he gets past the 25 and stop just short of the 30. Win over Eastern Washington, so they have a couple decent backs for Montana State as Mellott rolls to his left, and he's got Trayton Pickering, the tight end, as he rumbles past the 40 and gets stopped at around the 44-yard line. This is a big thing that Brent Vigen and this squad wanted to emphasize a whole lot more coming into this season so far for Montana State as Mellott will run it. And Mellott trying to get past one tackle, but wrapped up at midfield. It's going to be Desmond Williams with the stop for Weber State. A career day, no question about that. Mellott, quick throw as they get it over to Elijah Elliott. Trying to pick up a first down, he will, and a flag thrown at the 40-yard line. Mellott under pressure and just has to get rid of it as barreling down on him. What's that strong Weber State defense? Not a whole lot going for this offense, even though they were able to get to midfield early on. This one's going to bounce just inside the 10. That will check up there. And Weber State will take over at around the 11-yard line.
It was a nice punt.
Really hard offense to beat, and you've seen it up to this point, halfway.
Well, yeah, no question. And then when you've got a backfield with a guy like Josh Davis in there, who nice play there. Was that Sebastian Valdez?
It looked like Seabass was the first one there.
Old Seabass, Ben, I love it. Boy, Sebastian's having a great season. Also a sophomore. Yeah, great job. It's a good young talent in this league right now.
Third in the Big Sky with 9 tackles for loss this season coming into this one.
I tell you, you were mentioning it. You got one of the highest scoring offenses in Montana State against one of the lowest scoring or the best scoring defense. Watch for special teams to play a part in this game.
Looking to throw. Lots of time in the pocket, and he can take off with it as well, and he'll slide at around the 20. And it looks like it's going to be just short of that first down marker.
It's going to be very close. It's going to be interesting where they mark this.
And it will be short and will force a 4th down. Hey, you know what? If I have to, as that one flies to the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
Well, I think that is where the weather comes in. You got a slick ball. Jay Hill was the special teams coordinator at the University of Utah for 9 seasons. You don't see many special teams mistakes out of this outfit.
And that gets the crowd here at Bobcats Stadium absolutely going crazy. Yeah, you watch this here, and not even close.
Well, and you see that score right there, Ben. I think both of these coaches, obviously the Bobcats.
Well, Brent Vegan's loving it.
Well, yeah, they need to get one more safety and have the finish be 4-3, Ben.
Would you imagine if this is a 4-3 ball game?
Hey, when it's 40 degrees and raining, yes.
Yeah, you never know. Marquis Johnson once again back to return. And he will haul it in at around the 8-yard line. Johnson, following a couple blockers, cuts back inside and finally wrapped up near the 35. Empty backfield. Mellott on the slant finds Willie Patterson. He was able to haul it in, and it's going to be just short of that first down marker. Yeah, we keep forgetting that Mellott is a strong runner as well. They're on 4th down. They'll give it to Sumner. Sumner trying to get every single inch he can, and it looks like he will have enough for a first down and will move the sticks.
Yep, that's Elliott. Elliott was all the way to the field there.
Fakes the pitch. Mellott getting to the edge. Gets a first down before running out of bounds. And Tommy Mellott once again getting it done with his legs.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you lose 2 offensive linemen. They lost Weir and Sane last week against UNC. You've got some new cat, I'm air quoting cats. You got some new cats up front.
Sane could be back soon, according to Brent Vegan. But he's been pleased overall with his offensive line. Mellott looking to run again. Mellott's got a hole, and Mellott with a burst of speed. As he is gone for 6, Tommy Mellott.
You got split zone here, split read zone. Excellent job of blocking on the perimeter. I believe it was Derek Snell downfield who set that block up, and Tommy did the rest with his legs. Awesome blocking by Montana State O.
A big run from Tommy Mellott as you take a look at it again.
So watch Derek Snell. Derek's in split zone, and he's the one blocking downfield. Awesome job by Robbie Alston as well. Again, compliments to Coach Udy and that crew. They're not going to have 1,000 catches, but boy, they're blocking their butts off. Love it.
Well, that's a bit. You see Jay Hill right there. Can't be pleased with that last couple of sequences from his squad, as this one is going to be returned out of the end zone. And getting a couple blockers and finding a hole and down the sideline. How about a big answer this might be? To the 30, to the 20, and he is gone. How about that?
Special teams.
Abraham Williams to the house.
Yeah, special teams. It's going to be absolutely the difference in this game is special teams. We've had a Weber State started out with 3 points. We got the bad snap that led to 2 points, and Weber State just added another soon-to-be 7 points on a huge kick return. Can be absolutely deflating.
Look at Marquis Johnson answer with a big return. He's going to try. He'll take it out of the end zone. Johnson getting to the 20, and that's as far as he's going to get. Like you mentioned, Ashley, they embrace it. No question about that, as Mellott does work with his legs again. Able to elude a couple tackles and gets beyond the 25.
Knowing their quarterback situation, you also got to be a little careful in how many shots he takes today.
And that was a big thing, too, that Brent Vegan was telling us. I know I sound like a broken record at this point. Before the Northern Colorado game, before Tommy Mellott made his return.
Healthy.
This time going to Elijah Elliott, and Elliott will pick up the first down. He's met by a gang of Wildcat defenders.
That's the running back coach, Jimmy Beal, who we got to say happy birthday to today, Jimmy.
Obviously looking for a win. Mellott pumps, takes off, and runs out of bounds again before picking up another first down for Montana State.
Good coverage by Weber State. Tommy tucks it and runs. Nice job by Ravi Alston on the perimeter, blocking him to get him that extra couple yards that he needed for the first down.
I mean, they're giving up just under 89 yards on the ground per game as that one is complete. And will be interesting to see where they spot this one. And it looks like it's just going to be just short of that first down marker as they found Derek Snell, the tight end.
Yeah, it looked like he had the first down. Kind of a tough spot. Great job by the Alaskan assassin, though. They'll take these short yardage downs all day. They're going for it on.
It looks like there was movement up on that O-line, and this is going to back up Montana State.
False start. Number 8. 5-yard penalty. Down still 4.
Well, I
return this one for Weber State.
Against a very veteran, seasoned, solid outfit like Weber State, you're going to have to really keep your mistakes at a minimum because that will get you beat.
Skank able to bounce off a couple tackles. Weaving his way. Dancing. And Skank down the sideline. Hudson Skank. You got a kick return for 6, and now you got a punt return for 6 for Weber State. Hudson Skank takes it all the way, and Weber State fired up as they get another special team score.
Ben, I feel like I mentioned that special teams would play a role today. Excellent blocking by that return unit for Weber State.
And again, just able to bounce off a couple tackles. Montana State just not able to bring him down. We've seen already from Weber State. As Marquis Johnson will call for a fair catch in the end zone.
Hill himself is an old secondary coach.
Sumner able to stay on his feet and lunge forward past the 30.
He's a low center of gravity dude. I mean, he's not a very tall guy, but he is a tough runner. Look right there. It's just a great job turning those feet and getting those additional 2-3 yards.
Being possibly a 3rd down and 9, it's now 3rd down and 4. That one tipped up in the air, but still hauled in. It's going to be short of the first down marker as Lane Sumner comes down with the reception that time. Weber State with a kick return for 6 and a punt return for 6. 17-9. Number 5 team in the land with the lead. We'll see if he can do magic again here to start off the second quarter as Late boots it off, and Skank is going to haul it in at the 25-yard line and will just get out of bounds. But here's the big thing. It's 17-9. Obviously, Weber State has got it done in the special teams because you look at the numbers, they only have 12 total offensive yards so far. So the special teams getting it done for Jay Hill's squad.
12 yards of offense. They're 0 for on 3rd down, and they're winning 17-9. All because of 191 yards and 2 touchdowns by their return teams, special teams.
You know, for Jay Hill, who was a special teams guy, you know he's got to be loving that right now.
Oh, absolutely.
But the Wildcat offense looks to increase their lead, have another solid drive, or at least have a good solid drive here. Is they have a wide open target. And rumbling into Bobcat territory for a first down is going to be the big tight end, Justin Malone.
That smaller dude that usually can be that fullback tight end guy for you.
Up the gut, able to stay on his feet. And picking up a first down, it looks like it's going to be Dante McMillan with the carry for Weber State.
They keep trying to, shoulder tackle these guys down. They're just too physical of backs to do that.
They keep it on the ground, and once again they give it to McMillan, who runs out of bounds. As Barron works from the pistol again. Another feed to McMillan. McMillan able to power his way ahead and get to the 5. Desmond Bankston still in there at that running back spot. Looking to punch it in. Getting to the outside for the pylon, and he scores. Damon Bankston rushes in, and Weber State increases their lead as Bankston gets his 5th rushing TD this season.
Coach Brent Myers, who's been in this league now a long time, coached at multiple Power 5 schools. I actually worked with him at the University of Washington and UNLV. Excellent football coach. Great job by his War Daddies up front.
And look at Marquis Johnson getting past the 40. He's got a solid return. We've seen some impressive returns so far from both squads.
This smart right now. I mean, they're flat. They are not tackling well. They are getting penalized. It's just, other than Tommy's play, they've just been not playing good football.
First down for Mellott in the empty backfield. So swing it over to Willie Patterson. Patterson finding a couple holes, dancing his way towards midfield.
Hey guys, that's one of the other big stories of this game is just how young this offensive line is today, just because of the injuries last week. You've got 3 sophomores, 2 freshmen on the right side of that line, and I asked them, I was like, do you change the scheme at all? And they said they didn't, because even though they are classified as sophomores and freshmen, they've been here for 3 or 4 years just because of COVID eligibility and injuries. So this actually is a pretty veteran group despite not playing much. And Housewright also said this offensive line compared to last year, he has way more confidence in him, and you could just see what they did right there, guys.
Yeah, no question about that, actually. And yeah, Brent Vegan was saying earlier this week, too, to add on to your point, those guys, they kind of have a maturity about them. They may not have played a whole lot. They may all be like 4th-year sophomores, but they got some maturity, and you see some good blocking right there on that Mellott run. This time to give to Taco Dowler. Leveled out of bounds. Mellott looks to do it himself, picks up the first down, and gets into the red zone. About Montana State. On play action, Mellott rolling to his right, over the middle, and in and out of the hands of Trayton Pickering.
Penalized teams, and you've got a top 5 matchup against one of the best outfits in the country, and there just seems like there's a little lack of focus right now by Montana State.
Here on 3rd down. Mellott pitches it to Lane Sumner. And Sumner gets stopped for maybe a gain of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. 4 for 4 in this range this season. And that one's blocked. Lesnar picks it up, and then he lost it. Looks like it was Maxwell Anderson who came in for the block. And once again, this Weber State defense continuing to make big plays this season.
But this is coming on a little strong, but it's just fact. The special teams right now for the Montana State Cats are atrocious, and it's getting them beat badly.
Out on the field.
You see the rejection right there. Yeah, the special teams for Weber State getting it done here on this rainy afternoon. Weber State's offense looks for another solid drive. After Damon Bankston, who gets the carry on this first play here, rushed in for a 5-yard TD. He'll keep it for about a 1-yard rush.
Well, that's why they're ranked in the top 5. That's why they're going to compete for another Big Sky championship. That's why they went to Utah State and blew them out. This is a very, very good, disciplined, physical outfit. Again, though, Ben, okay, I mean, nice job by Danny, you getting him down, but they've got to wrap up and finish through these tackles.
Yeah, you saw it on that punt return. Montana State just wasn't able to wrap Skank down as on play action, over the middle, in and out of the hands of Jacob Sharp, and he was eyeing 6.
Absolutely lucky here. Very, very aggressive, interesting call by Coach Defensive Coordinator Willie Mack. That was 0 coverage. There was no safety anywhere close. He catches that, it's probably a house call.
And another bad snap. And this is going to be another safety. 2 bad snaps from Weber State leads to 4 points for Montana State.
On both those snaps, too, it wasn't even close. I mean, they're 10, 15 feet over the kid's head. And again, I've got to believe that weather plays a part in those snaps. I mean, I know that young man is a good player, but those are 2 very, very poor snaps that have led to points.
Well, I was going to say, as strong as the special teams has been for Weber State, 2 miscues. Makes it 24-11. Well, Ty Gregorek, I think I can safely say that I've never seen this before in my life. Not 1, but 2 bad snaps that have flown into the back of the end zone for 2 safeties. And for how strong the special teams unit has been for Weber State, I mean, a couple of miscues have given Montana State 4 points.
Well, that's the tail of the tape right now in the first half is you got extreme highs on special teams and extreme lows on special teams. It's again, I've got to believe the weather is playing a part to this, but I mean, again, for Montana State, to me, it's just coming down to a lack of focus, some mental errors, the false starts, the penalties, and whether it's the special teams or defense, the tackling has to improve if they think they got a chance to beat these guys.
So we'll see if the Bobcat offense can capitalize on the first play. Mellott thought about throwing and said he's got a wide open target. It's Robbie Alston. Alston bouncing to the outside and gets beyond the 35.
Yeah, play action off the split zone here. Really nice job just being patient and waiting for Alston to come open. Nice play by him.
Big catch by the former D3 All-American Mellott. Scoots again, spins. And taken down just short of that first down marker.
Right now is a little bleak.
That's a big thing. This Montana State offense, we saw it last week against Northern Colorado. When they get going, they can get going. And when Tommy Mellott gets going, he can make plays. 1st and 10 inside the red zone as the Bobcat offense looks to capitalize. The give to Lane Sumner. Cuts back inside and gets to the 10. 2nd and short. Sumner trying to bounce his way around these tackles. Inside the 5. Lane Sumner continues to power his way. That's maybe what, their 3rd or 4th in this first half as Willie Anderson gets the flip. Anderson trying to get to the outside and ripped down at around the 7-yard line. Patterson, excuse me.
I mean, again, I'm a couple hundred yards away, but it looked like a dang horse collar tackle to me. Again, look, it's a face mask. It's a face mask.
Yeah, you can see immediately after that play, Brent Vegan was absolutely screaming on that sideline.
Yeah, he should be.
Now 2nd and goal. Back to Patterson. Cuts inside. As Patterson is stopped at the 1. The fullback in there here on 3rd down. It's Mellott. And he powers his way in. Tommy Mellott with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day.
Big run by Tommy Mellott because they had him dead to rights. He ran right through that kid. Excellent job by Tommy getting 6 points.
And a big thing, too, that was a good fake to R.J. Fitzgerald, too, because, you know, you expect with such a big body like Fitzgerald there, you're going to give it to him, try to power your way in. But, again, you forget Tommy Mellott. He's elusive and can get in.
He's from Butte, you know. You come from Butte, Montana, you're a tough guy. It's a great play by Tommy Mellott. It was a great drive, and a crucial drive, honestly. They needed the points terribly because Weber State had all the momentum. We got a special teams play. The Cats made a tackle on special teams, so that's a start.
Tommy getting it done once again with under 2.5 to play.
We got some star power on that sideline. I just saw Daniel Hardy, Lewis Kidd's in the house.
You know how terrific of a player Daniel Hardy is as the first skip is going to go to Chris Jackson, their short down back, and gets to about the line of scrimmage. By the way, terrific effort from the folks in the Big Sky offices trying to get College Game Day to a Big Sky campus this season. They're doing their best with the videos they're releasing every single week. 3rd down and 7 with under 2 to play. On the slant, incomplete, intended for Jacob Sharp. Terrific plays on special teams. And this one again is going to fly into the end zone. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
3 times for how good Weber State has been in the kick return game. They can't get a punt off.
It's incredible. And again, I don't know if this guy's just having the worst day of his life, if the ball is wet, whatever. It doesn't matter. But 6 points off of poor snaps. 3 safeties.
I mean, this is just, again, I've never seen this before. This is crazy. As you take another look. And again, just not as bad as the first 2, but still out of the reach.
I tell you what, that is a tough job. I mean, I got a 7-year-old boy named Jackson. I'm already teaching him how to long snap because if you can have that skill, you can make a lot of money in the NFL for like 20 years. But this young man's having a rough day.
Yeah, Grant Sands. I mean, you talk about a rough afternoon so far. Like you mentioned, giving up 6 points. You know, Jay Hill, I mean, I can't even imagine what's going through his head right now.
Well, not only is it points, but it gives Montana State the ball right back with 1:45. As bad as it's been for Montana State, they have a chance to go into halftime with a lead.
My goodness. That's all I can say. It's just my goodness. What a crazy first half between these 2 top 5 foes. And again, it'll be Marquis Johnson from the 25. Johnson up the gut. And a flag thrown. Johnson able to break 1 tackle and tripped up, but
it's going to come back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hold.
43 during return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Going to go to the air again. Rolling to his right. Mellott. He's got to do work with his legs and just run out of bounds. And now bring a 4th down. Had a punt return for 6 in this one.
Oh, I'd be kicking it very, very far away from him if it was me.
Skank is just going to let this one bounce, and that might have hit him. Scramble for the ball. Who has it?
Montana State's got it. They believe they got it. They're pointing. They're telling the referees that
and Montana it is Bobcat football. again, for how good the special teams has been for Weber State, they've had their share of miscues here.
The highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It's incredible. And listen, Jay Coach is one of the best
Going on the
coaches.
field, ball was touched by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Montana State.
Yep, right off the leg of Skank.
Well,
I mean, talk about a break for Montana State, because now you got it at the 15.
what a first half. I mean, this is crazy.
Again, I have never seen a first half of football this wild before. I never have.
And I was just going to say, I believe Jay Hill is one of the best at this level. I really do. I think he's going to get a Group of 5 or a Power 5 job when he needs to. His name's always mentioned in the offseason.
A lot. Wide open, touchdown, Montana State. Derek Snell, the tight end, hauls it in, and the Bobcats back on top.
Big time call by Taylor Housewright, and Montana State's offense basically ran a wheel route there with the Alaskan assassin kind of hiding him and then wheeling him. Great throw by Tommy, great catch. Wow, we're cooking with grease now, Ben. They just took the lead in what could have been a disaster. It could have been an absolute disaster.
The second touchdown reception this season for Snell.
I believe that weather and hunting season kept a few people away. We're not going to set any records today here in Bozeman, but those who decided to show up are getting one heck of a show this afternoon.
You see Sullivan again. He's still amped up on the sideline.
He should be. Young man out of Everett, Washington. Beautiful part of the country. It's a huge play. It's a game-changing play.
As they'll re-kick. This one hauled in past the 30. And down the sideline and running out of bounds.
Championship.
Weber State trying to get back to that point as hauling in his Ty McPherson 20. Off to a great start. The handoff looks like they're going to go to Dante McMillan, who gets the carry, and he'll pick up the first down.
That's a good stick there by Danny Yu and Callahan O'Reilly. Unfortunately, it moves the chains.
3 snaps that have gone for safeties here in this first half, and movement on the line.
False start, 55. Offense, 9-yard penalty. Down still 1.
Barron a strike over the middle, incomplete as he threw it behind McPherson. From the pistol again. Going to the ground game. Trying to fight his way forward.
Big Sky's supposed to get like 15 or 20 inches tonight.
Swings it out, Bankston. Gets to the 30 and just gets decked.
He does, but just going back to some of the things that are plaguing Montana State's defense is wrapping up. Nope.
Barron got some time. Lofts it up in the end zone. Jump ball coming, and that one batted down.
Smart football play right there. Just get it down, get to half.
As that will end what was an insane, a crazy. You got any other adjectives?
Let's come back after half, and I'm sure that I will. I mean, what a turn of events. I mean, it was looking bleak.
Yeah, Ty Gregorek, I think I pretty much agree with Brent Vegan there. Special teams play was not good for Montana State, as that one will fly into the end zone. You got a couple other guys warming up at halftime for Weber State. And again, you feel for the kid, you feel for Grant Sands, but I mean, if you need a big win here, you may have to go to your bench here.
Well, if that's the bench, that didn't look much better, Ben. So,
and again, I mean, those 3 safeties were huge for Montana State. And for the offense for Weber State, the passing game just hasn't been able to get going. Only 56 yards through the air for Bronson Barron so far, as he'll keep it himself and get close to the 30 on the first run. Times here in this game so far. Out into the flat. As that one is caught, looks like Dante McMillan hauls it in, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds short of the first down marker to bring up 3rd down. Keeping it on the ground, back to McMillan. Up the gut, and he'll pick up a first down and move the... And the big thing with this running back room for Weber State is Bronson Barron is going to go down in the backfield.
Big time play by Blake Schmidt right there. That puts them behind the chains, off schedule, exactly what they need. Montana State defense.
Loss of 5. just able to wrap him up and bring him down.
Boy, that's just a nice job by Blake Schmidt making a play. There was two offensive linemen that he used that little swim move, and nice job, tackle for loss, big tackle for loss. Sack.
Barron escaping to his right, now buys some time and tries to do work with his legs again. Will just slide down at the 35 to bring up third down, I should say. Barron with lots of time, zips it over the middle, in and out, and another drop pass by this wide receiver core. This time intended for John Christensen.
Lots of drops. You've got a true max coverage there. They dropped 9 into coverage with the nose tackle also spying the quarterback. But like I said, between Barron and his receiving core, they're just off right now. It's just not clean.
Yeah, this is an offense. We highlighted it before the show. They are tremendous in all 3 phases. Offensively in the passing game, running, and special teams as well when you talk about offensively. And this one again gets away into the end zone.
Record.
There's a new FCS
just
record.
Set the record.
I mean, at this point, I just threw my hands up in the air, and I'm just like, what is going on in Bozeman?
I'm to the point now, Ben, where if I'm Jay Hill, I don't know if I'm punting anymore. This is a disaster right now for Jay Hill's special teams unit.
I mean, you saw the facial expression from Jay Hill right there on the screen. I mean, four safeties from 4 bad snaps. You feel for him. You do. It's a rough afternoon, but you do kind of feel for him for just how tough of an afternoon it's been.
You and I are just a little different, Ben. You've got a lot more compassion and a lot kinder fellow than I am. I just hope they let him on the team plane or bus. I don't know how the heck they got up here, but
because here's the same thing, and I hate to knock on him, but when you have 3 snaps, you would think maybe you go to your bench or you find someone else. I was honestly a little surprised that they kept him in the game for a 4th time.
I'll say this. How did this team go to Logan, Utah and crush Utah State? I know Utah State's struggling right now. Right. Not very good, but this just looks sloppy and bad.
Marquis Johnson past the 35. A good job capitalizing off of those safeties as they're back on the field for their first offensive drive. As the handoff is going to run out of bounds, it's going to be Marquis Johnson getting the carry there. Other guys, as Lane Sumner is lined up as Tommy Mellott. Strike over the middle. That one complete to Derek Snell, able to elude a couple tackles and pick up a 1st down.
Nice play, but that's aids. But these intermediate throws where he can set his feet, he can get the ball out quickly, that's more Tommy's game.
The fake to Patterson. Mellott maneuvering his way around a couple holes. And Tommy Mellott turning on the Jets, the destination, the blue turf. 3 rushing TDs today. Touchdown Tommy does it again.
Gap scheme there, great block by number 55, JT Reed on the edge, setting up Tommy. Tommy did the rest. Again, the wide receiver blocking by Montana State's incredible. Nice job by Brian Armstrong's offensive line unit. Big time play. And I mean, at one point in the 2nd quarter, we're both looking at each other like these guys, they're dead to rights. And now they've taken an 11-point lead.
And the extra point, good. I mean, Tommy Mellott, once again, we know how strong of a playmaker he is dating back to late last season. Doing it again with his legs. Gives the Bobcats a 12-point lead here in the 3rd. Throughout this season. That one batted down. Nolan Askelson, your man.
The Magic City, the gateway to the west, Billings, Montana. Great play by Nolan. Oh, he had a huge day. It was about 12 tackles last week.
12 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a QB hurry. Led all Bobcats in tackles last week. As Brent Vegan has told us before, kind of like a 3rd starter. Up the gut, and the ball popped loose. They'll say the runner was down. Faces 3rd down and 8. Play action, pressure coming. Kenneth Iden, the first man there to bring it down in the backfield.
Bozeman Hawk, great play. it started last week, Ben. He really kind of had a coming out party last week. This kid, when he gets his opportunity, he's making plays big time by the local boy. Awesome.
Just able to wrap him down.
You know, and Montana State is not bringing a lot of pressure. These are a lot of 3- and 4-man rushes that are getting home.
By the way, a new long snapper here for Weber State. It's going to be Logan Snyder. And Taco Dowler is going to call fair catch. Well,
it was still high, but not 10 feet over his head. Schreimer there, number 63. You just got to be smart. You got to be a lot cleaner than they are to beat a good team, but they're beating a good team because of a now record day for safeties.
Lane Sumner gets the reception and takes it near midfield. 2nd down and 2 for Montana State. Mellott with the keeper again. He's already got 3 TDs today on the ground and picks up a 1st down. Will move the sticks. Carries. Goes to the air. And now back to the ground game, and he'll slide. And Brent Vegan wanting a flag for a delayed hit. Same with the rest of the Bobcat faithful.
Well, it was great pursuit and chase by number 54 Garrett Beck. You know, being on the Bobcat sideline, they wanted a penalty on a late hit there, unnecessary when Tommy slid. You can see it here at the end. The wrong number.
Mellott again with the keeper and spins. And he'll have enough for another 1st down. Empty backfield for Mellott. Looks to throw and then keeps it up the middle again. Mellott to the outside after busting through a window. And inside the 15.
Designed play. Designed play. He looked at Willie Patterson up top, but I don't think he was ever going to throw it. You can see the offensive lineman blocking downfield. And then again, just Tommy Mellott doing his thing.
Another give to the back. Sumner.
Move the chains.
Yep, picking up another 1st down. Patterson in motion. The flip to the wideout. And wrapped up just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, so this kid's a good football player. I've seen him now make a few open field tackles. He's a good player.
Montana State quickly to the line. The give. And R.J. Fitzgerald once again another touchdown.
Senior captain out of Dillon, Montana. Always good to show R.J. some love. What a great job he's doing down in the low red. He's now running the football. Last week he caught a play action pass. It's just great to see a senior captain getting some love and 5-6 years into a program. He's doing a great job.
Overall, his 4th touchdown this season. What an explosion by Montana State. Again, this was once a 24-9 game in the 2nd quarter, as the extra point is good. Well, you know, the Bobcat faithful loving this right now. 34 unanswered points by Montana State gives them a 43-24 lead over an undefeated Weber State program. And a lot of the success obviously goes to Tommy Mellott, having a career day on the ground, now with 205 yards with a trio of TDs.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing from a week ago. They did the exact same thing to Northern Colorado. I just hold Weber State in a little different regard than UNC.
Big boot into the end zone for a touchback. Spiral between him and Tommy Mellott. Bad snap. Rolling to his right and just has to fire it away. Incomplete. Bronson Barron. And a flag thrown back at the 20.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. 94 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
David Alston, the guilty party.
And he's being pulled. I think Coach Vegan has had enough of the foolishness.
Well, and Chambers replied with, dude, you've been the starter throughout this season, and that just shows how unselfish those two are. As bouncing to the outside, McMillan gets into Bobcat territory.
Yeah, I mean, full transparency, Ben. I was concerned going into this game with no Sean Chambers. 2 starting offensive line. And, you know, we can talk all we want about the special team stuff, but offensively, they're still producing it at a very high rate, minus those guys.
Back to McMillan on the ground.
Really nice job by corner James Campbell. Getting blocked by the wide receiver, using his hands to get off and making the open field tackle. Nice job by James Campbell.
And the big thing, too, that I want to point out, Josh Davis, their big back.
Davis.
Fake to Jackson. Under pressure, and it just has to sling it away. As Brody Grebe was barreling down on Bronson Barron. Barron's got space, and he'll take off. He'll get a first down. And again, he can run it, likes to throw it, but if he has to, he can take off. New set of downs. And the handoff this time, they'll go to Chris Jackson, who's basically their short down back.
12 personnel inside zone. Nice tackle by Danny Yu. Good job by Brody Grebe cleaning it up.
And Danny Louis-Lakepa also there as well. Play action, looking to the end zone. He's looking for McPherson. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. Ty McPherson.
Well, your karma didn't work this time. You were talking about the passing game, and they went the other direction with it. They got their first throwing touchdown of the afternoon. Great throw, great catch. That right foot, you did a nice job of keeping it in. Looks like a touchdown.
That looks like a TD to me as well.
Well, it's really close, but you can see that right foot is in bounds. You're probably just taking a look to see if he had full possession of the ball, but I believe he did.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
Ruling the touchdown is confirmed.
So there you go, TD for Weber State, and they desperately needed that one. They give, and he will easily trot in. Markey Johnson from about the 4. And gets tripped up inside the 20.
Montana State's rushing attack led by their offensive line.
Mellott keeps it himself. And he's going to plunge ahead, getting close to the 25-yard line. As that will end the third quarter. 43-32 in this top 5 showdown. Fourth quarter next from Bozeman. Montana State looking to answer. Mellott all alone in the backfield, and again will use his legs. Gets to the 30 and bouncing to the outside. Mellott turns the corner. Mellott tight ropes down the sideline and knocked out of bounds for a first down, and there's a late flag.
Tommy is flat special with his feet. I mean, Weber State was in great coverage. You have to contain a running quarterback like this, and then they're going to tack on another 15 for a late hit out of bounds. For a top 5 matchup, it's been extremely sloppy. That was the 14th penalty by both outfits. Just incredible. Just a lack of focus at times by these two teams.
You saw right there, Mellott taking the hit. Like you said, he's going to be feeling it tomorrow as he'll keep it again. Mellott following some blockers. And wrapped up just short of the 20-yard line.
They also are going into their bye week, a much-needed bye week this week. So, you know, the boys are going to have a good time with Halloween next weekend.
Taco Dollar, the man in motion. Mellott looking for space. And runs out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Mellott, the pitch to Elijah Elliott. Tried to spin out of a tackle. Taken down short of the first down marker. It appears bring up third down. The linebacker for this defense. Mellott trying to get the first down. He's going to be ruled just short. You have the lane Sumner. He plunges ahead.
Montana State needs a very, very, very generous spot here. I don't think he got it. I think he's short. Nice job by Weber. If they did, stop it.
And a turnover on downs. That's a big stop for that Weber State defense. Here's Bronson Barron in the offense. Looking to cut into this deficit a whole lot more. He slings it out to the outside, and Ty McPherson able to power his way out of bounds. And now they get the passing game going, I should say. Again, out to the far side to McPherson. Barron will keep it. Do the work himself. Lunges forward, leaps forward, and picks up another first down. Did Bronson Barron. I have running backs I can hand the ball to, but he's getting it done. But he'll give it to one of his backs here. Past midfield, into Bobcat territory, and taken down past the 45-yard line. Dante McMillan.
No edge, Ben. No edge. Explosive play.
McMillan, their leading rusher today. Barron keeps it himself, past the 35. Pulling and driving down the field again. Play action. And that one swatted away. Danny Alui-Lakepa with the pass breakup.
Nice job by Danny U there, tracking the running back all the way. He goes out the other side. It's Callahan O'Reilly's man. He goes out his side. Nice job sticking to him like a glove.
They do have Chris Jack here on 3rd and 1. And they give it right to him. And he's going to pick up the first down, doing his job. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th. And a bobbled exchange with Bronson Barron able to fall on top of it. Again, the give to Jackson. Jackson dancing. He's got open space. Jackson with one man to beat and dragged down at the 10. As Jeffrey Manning with a touchdown saving tackle, but another first down for Weber State.
Well, and again, another safety who's been thrust into action there with Kendrick Bailey. That's twice in 2 weeks I can think of off the top of my head where, you know, he needed to make that tackle.
And explosive plays have been a big issue for Montana State at times this season. Again, going to Jackson. Jackson stays on his feet and leaps forward to about the 5.
More power.
We go right back to the power back.
Balance, so the true inline tight end is ineligible.
Bronson Barron trying to get every single yard he can. Did he pick up that first down?
I believe he did, Ben. And again, another missed tackle, another loss of contain by Montana State's defense.
And it is a first down. Back to Jackson, the power back, spinning. And brought down just shy of the goal line. Up the gut, Bronson Barron plunges over the goal line. And pandemonium continues here in Bozeman as Weber State makes it a one-score game.
Decision time for Coach Hill. They might go for 2.
I think you have to go to make it a 3-point game.
Exactly.
Yeah. 2 wideouts and a tight end lined up on the near side for Weber State here on the 2-point conversion. Barron floats it up and incomplete.
Great play by Callahan O'Reilly. They actually kept 12 personnel. They just flexed out one of the tight ends. They thought they had a mismatch there just in terms of a height advantage into the red zone. Really nice play by Bozeman Hawk. Callahan O'Reilly.
Third quarter, but the Weber State offense finally starting to get going. So they make it a 5-point game as Marquis Johnson will just let it sail into the end zone for a touchback. Takes the handoff, play action. Mellott again dancing and gets beyond the 30.
Lewis Kidd, former Bobcat, current offensive lineman for the New Orleans Saints. You just played Thursday night football down in Arizona. What's it like being back, though?
It's awesome, you know, to feel the energy, be back in Bobcat Stadium. It's been a while since I've been here, so it's been fantastic. You know, I've missed it so much, and it's been great being back.
Bobcat fans have had so much fun following your story in this offseason. Undrafted free agent, you make the Saints 53-man roster. What's it been like being down there? It's
surreal, you know. I'm still trying to get used to it, but it's great. You know, the city of New Orleans is awesome. The people are great community down there. A lot of passionate fans. And that way, it kind of reminds me of Bozeman. So it's great. It's awesome.
Now I got to ask, one of your teammates, wide receiver Rashid Shaheed, he is a former All-American for this Weber State team. Yeah. He didn't make the trip, unfortunately, but I know that you guys have been exchanging some text messages this game.
That is correct. You know, we've been keeping up. He was very vocal, very, you know, adamant in the first quarter, and the texts have gotten few and far in between since. So, you know, we've been talking back and forth, and we got a friendly wager on it. So he might be wearing some blue and gold this week. So. Yeah.
Well, you better post some photos on that. Well, thank you so much for talking. It's a fun game, so I'll let you go back on the Bobcat sideline. Ben and Ty, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate it. Great stuff down there as And Sumner, boy, you hate to see that. Lane Sumner, under his own power, having to limp off the field, does pick up the first down, but with a running back group that is already dealing with a lot of injuries, that's not a sight you want to see if you're Montana State. The game.
Good to see Big Lewis down on the sideline. He's such an awesome story. Another great run by Tommy Mellott.
And Mellott picks up a first down, gets to midfield. Elijah Elliott with the carry. And able to get himself into Weber State territory. Look at the stats for Montana State. We know they're a running offense. But we talk so much about this Weber State defense coming into this matchup. How about this? Allowing 7.1 yards per carry. And again, this is a Weber State defense who's number 2 in the Big Sky, 10th in the entire country at allowing just under 89 yards per game.
Incredible day by the offense, really, when you evaluate. Like you said, you take away Tommy's that first interception, not a great throw, great coverage by Weber State, but the offense has essentially been dominant. And I said, when you got an offense that has this kind of output, and then you've got a defense that's been playing well, something's got to give. And sure enough, it was special teams and penalties.
The clock continues to roll. Another give to Elijah Elliott. He is stopped behind the line. And a little bit of back and forth going.
Well, that's a huge stop for Weber State's defense, because they're going to have to punt the football.
Garrett Beck was there on the stop.
I expect to see a lot more scrapping than we've seen.
Pointing it away to Hudson Skank. And Skank will just let it fly. They'll check up at the 10.
Good punt.
Yeah,
good punt. They got 90 yards to go in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
In this thriller of a top 5 showdown in the FCS. Bronson Barron drops back on first down over the middle. In and out of the hands. He had a wide open target. And Ty McPherson is absolutely kicking himself right there after dropping that one. Pearson, Jacob Sharp had one. John Christensen had one as well. Out into the flat. Dante McMillan runs out of bounds to stop the clock.
Most important 2 minutes of both these teams' season.
No question.
Right here.
I agree with you 1,000%.
Just with everything on the line in terms of competing for a championship, playoff seeding, rankings, all of it. Huge 2 minutes.
Barron with lots of time, showing off the arm, and that one way offline. As once again, he was trying to find Ty McPherson, and now bring up fourth down.
Montana State needs one huge 4th and 10 stop. And then bleed the clock.
Barron slings it wide open. First down and even more. A big reception. Once again, you go to the go-to wideout in Ty McPherson.
Hannah O'Reilly playing the mug linebacker, showing pressure, and then getting out. He's the one that has to make the play.
Quickly to the line. Barron takes off, using his feet, and gets close to midfield. Once again, doing work with his legs. And again, the hurry-up offense continues for Weber State.
A long time tomorrow.
Keeping it on the ground, a wide open hole up the gut. They're wrapped up near the 50. Once again, they give it to, this time, Demond Basin. You gotta love it. Football in late fall, or early fall, I should say. Bronson Barron dumps it off. Dante McMillan gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
That kid.
Barron once again dumps it off. This time he goes. Barron over the middle, incomplete.
Over the center, getting out into zone. Good four-man rush. Good pressure by Brody Grebe.
Barron in and out of the hands of Ty McPherson. Fourth down, Ty Okada almost with a chance to make a pick. Fourth down and 10 from the 42. Weber State 1 of 2 on 4th downs today. Can they come up big again? Barron, lots of time over the middle and hauled in for a first down. Humongous grab right there.
With a defensive end.
Barron wants it all over the middle. Incomplete, out of the reach of Meacham. Tried to feed him again. What a thriller here in Bozeman. 2nd down, 40 ticks to go. Bronson Barron dumps it off. And just shy of the 20.
He's lucky he was falling backwards on that. It's a huge win. Huge win.
They embrace playing on the road in hostile environments and brought down behind the line.
Callahan O'Reilly, we forgot to mention, this week he just was added.
Timeout. Weber State, final timeout of the half, 30-second timeout. Weber State has lost the ability to initiate a coach's challenge.
What a huge play by Callahan O'Reilly. All I was going to say is he was added to the Buck Buchanan Award watch list. Now, I don't put a lot of stock in these watch lists because Isaiah Fonse is still on the Walter Payton watch list. He hasn't played it down this year, Ben. But what a great play by the senior captain from right here in Bozeman. Callahan O'Reilly, huge play.
27. As Weber State has been successful on 2 previous 4th downs this drive, can they keep it going? Bronson Barron floats it up, wide open, it dropped! Ty McPherson, once again, was wide open and just dropped it! Well, and Montana State's going to win the ball game.
We've talked about all the penalties, we've talked about the snaps, but I'll say this.
Incomplete pass.
Weber State's receiving core had probably as tough a day as they're going to have all year. Wow.
Again, wide open. I mean, just watch this. Would have been another 4th down conversion. They would have gotten closer to the end zone. Already had a drop on this drive, and you can see it kind of took his eyes off of it.
No, he absolutely did. I think he was looking for the defender prior to catching the ball. And Ty McPherson's made a lot of plays in this league, and for this offense, it's just crazy to see him drop footballs.
Yeah, very talented wideout.
This is what offensive coaches deem as their favorite formation in all of football right here.
And Tommy Mellott will take the snap, and he will kneel it down, and that will do it. Montana State's home winning streak is going to continue at 17 consecutive games inside Bobcat Stadium. Meanwhile, the 8-game road winning streak for Weber State comes to an end, and the Wildcats suffer their first loss of the 2022 campaign. What a thriller here in Bozeman, 43-38, as Montana State remains undefeated in the Big Sky.
Well, they set a program record today for the home winning streak. It's just incredible what these guys have done at home over the last 2 seasons.
Again, a humongous win for this Bobcat squad in this top 5 showdown. And a lot of the success, I should say, goes to that dude right there, Tommy Mellott. How about this? 273 yards on the ground today against Weber State. A Weber State defense who we mentioned, one of the best in the entire country at stopping the run.
Well, and he was clean in the air, too. I mean, he was 15 of 23 for 140 yards. You know, his first throw was his worst throw. And then he just improved every down since. I mean, he just willed his team. And these both staffs have so much cleaning up to do, but man, is it nice to eke one out and then get the bye week, because Weber State doesn't have that luxury.
No, especially like you mentioned, the toughness of their schedule just continues to play Montana as well as Sacramento State. But like you mentioned, that's a big win for Montana State. Like you mentioned, going into the bye week, you get a little bit of time to relax and kind of refuel all that stuff, especially when we talk about Tommy Mellott. You said it earlier that he's going to be feeling it tomorrow. Thankfully, he's got an extra week to get ready for Northern Arizona. 273 yards on the ground, 15 of 23, 140 through the air. 4 total touchdowns this afternoon for Tommy Mellott. What a tremendous afternoon for QB1. And watch this. Again, this just speaks to how close Tommy Mellott and Sean Chambers are. Just watch this. Yeah, you see the embrace right there from Sean Chambers. And Chambers knew the situation he was coming into. Brent Vigen said he understood he was going to compliment Tommy. And for more with Touchdown Tommy, we go downstairs to Ashley Washburn once again.
Tommy signing some autographs right now, rightfully should. Talk about the ability to respond. You throw a little interception at the beginning of the game, but you did not let that bother you. Responded with a huge touchdown, nearly 300 yards on the ground. What was working for you this game?
You just can't get fazed by those issues. You know, we knew we were playing a good defense. We knew we were going to have some adversity we were going to have to fight through.
Tommy for president, Tommy for president.
I love that guy, but heck, I don't know, you just got to keep persevering. I mean, that's what we do here. We persevere, so that's what we did today.
Top 5 showdown. This had all the makings of what this game should have been. Victory formation, one of the best formations you can do in football. What did that feel like?
Oh, I mean, our defense just got that stop at the end there. I mean, we practice 2 minutes all the time, so we had a ton of belief in those guys to go out there and make the play. Obviously, we wanted to ice the game on offense. We didn't get it done. We'll have to improve on that in the future, but yeah, absolutely. They got that stop there. We got to go in 22 and ice the game, so that was phenomenal.
Last question for me. A top 5 win set you guys up going forward. Where's the ceiling for this team? Because I don't even think you guys are there yet.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We got a lot of things to improve upon. I wholeheartedly believe that we're a way better team than what we showed today, but I mean, Weber, they gave us everything. You know, they ran us today, and we'll improve from today, and I think the ceiling is super high. So I'm extremely excited to get back to practice on Monday and continue to work.
Well, you have a lot to go celebrate, so go have fun with those guys. Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, Ashley.
I just think it's a compliment to him and his coaching style, his personality, and the way he conducts business. Huge props to Coach Brent Vigen.
Huge win for Montana State in this top 5 showdown for Ty Gregorak, Ashley Washburn, and our terrific crew. I'm Ben Creighton. So long from Bozeman.